Alrighty. We'll see if my stream can be a little bit more consistent today. Okay. Let's get going. I said that the next time that I play, I would go check out the other temple. Was it actually like a mission though? Oh yeah, it was this one. The Forgotten Temple, located somewhere along the bottom of a canyon in Hebra. So we're gonna do that. Should I walk there? Yeah, maybe I'll walk there and I'll do stuff along the way. How about that? Also, where's my other world marker point? I got something marked down. I just don't know. Oh, this one right here. Let's delete that. Okay, let's go. In fact, I'm going to start with this right here. Also, is that another? No, I've done that one. It has to be looking at that. Okay, never mind. Yeah, either way, I hope everybody's doing good today. I had what I would consider to be like a fairly busy day at work today. It was annoying. I couldn't slack off nearly as much as I wanted to. That's okay. Wait. How have I not fused you with anything? What do I have to confuse it with? What does... No, that can't possibly do what I think it's gonna do. What is... Okay, what'll this do? I mean, I'm sure I know what it will do. 55? It's like a rib cage on my sword that I built now. But yeah, not enough time to slack off. I was working from home today though, so at least it was like fairly easy. I have new clients that I have to worry about now. Why am I so unhealthy? I need to open some I need to open some treasure chests so that I can get some meat. Is that all of them? I'll open some treasure chests after I do a little bit of stuff. What? Oh, shit. Was not expecting that. Huh. That's pretty neat. I like that. A whole bunch of low-level boys. Oh! The, fusion already broke. Wait, I actually don't think that those are low-level. You know what? Screw it. I disappeared him. What? What was that? Okay, I have to try that again. So, it's a 65 now. Yeah, dude, he's just gone. It's a single use though, which sucks. You know, this wasn't that bad. Dude, that's amazing. I guess if you have an enemy that you just really need disappeared. Please don't regret this. Huh. Okay. I'll take it. It's fine. Yeah, I feel like I should save those ancient bits for just times where I just I need something gone. I mean, I can't think of any other reason to use them. I wonder if they would work on like a boss, or like even like Phantom Ganon, for instance. I'd have to say no, right? Like, there's no way they could work that good on an enemy like that. Not in my mind. Have I been here yet? No. I have not. You need to reach your friend. God damn, they're far away. Yeah. What do we got here? I don't like that. Okay, that's slightly better. Okay, now I need the device that pulls it. Would I even need that, though? Oops. Okay, now. Why is it not? What is going on here? I may need to create a different type of attachment. I have an idea. And this part is key. Wagon, can you, like, stop? Wait, how do you fall out? You were supposed to be in there. Fine. Screw it. We'll just do it the old-fashioned way. The way where this dude is my counterbalance. Nope. Impossible. I actually do need... Stability wheels gone. Why are you going so, like, crazy? Here, have your friend. I brought a horse.
Hey! Sa!
Ah.
Yeah! Hoo-hoo! Wow! Wow! Yay!
Hmm.
Wow! Yay!
Rare butterfly.
Wow! Hey! Yay! Hmm?
Huh. Some weird looking beast.
Ah. Oh. Oh.
Melania, bed, please.
Hmm.
Morning.
Oh.
I want that extra energy and stuff. Please. I am Melania, the god of horses. The fair grasslands. There is a place called Zukasa Ridge. There, many excellent steeds roam wild and free. They keep on wanting to push like horses and stuff like that, sort of. When they make horses seem like cool, but then they give you the ability to build weird creations like I have.
Oh.
And I feel like it just goes all to waste. Anything else around here? Should probably talk to them, get missions and stuff.
Oh.
If there are any. Two dogs.
Ah. Ah. Ah.
Two dogs. Oh, they get so lucky. Anything behind me? My creation, the triple rock. What is that? Oh, that's just outside. Okay. I thought it was a weird thing. Oh, this is not water. Yeah, definitely don't want to touch that stuff. I think it's like instant die, right? Hmm. I can imagine everyone being confused about how everything in the world is just like stuck together now. Like they see Link the hero, but then as he leaves, they just notice that different like random things in the world are just glued to each other. Some sort of magical glue that they can't do anything about. That'd be kind of funny to me. Like a child just stuck somewhere to a wall. Hello? Yes, hype indeed. Imagine what you could do with magical glue. Oh shit. Oh shit. Hello there, Governor. Hello, hello. What have we got here? I realized I didn't even need to come back this way. Oh. Surprise. Would there have been anything else for me to do at this horse house? Oh, that's Pen. I should probably talk to Pen. A rainbow sparrow? Fallout 4. You can do plenty of stuff with the glue. Rain, Fallout 4 is a glue-based game. It is. You can stick all sorts of stuff together. It's a glue-like. No. Alright, Pen, what's the story you smell? I imagine this guy with like an Australian accent for some reason. I'm chasing some new chirps and warbles for my beloved little birds. A group of goats is ahead on a trip, or a tribe. Anyway, his stable's been raising a small herd of white goats. Or it was until those white goats up and vanish all of a sudden. Anyway, that's enough of that. Looks like you caught up with a stable hand, Chork, about what happened. Chork says the bottle that he kept Princess Zelda's recipe in was blown off somewhere by the wind. As a result, the feed he's been given to the white goats is made from what he could remember of the recipe. Can't believe that Princess Zelda would teach anyone a nonsense recipe. That doesn't seem like her at all. It's important that we go find these white goats. But I think we should find the recipe that might shine some light on what exactly Princess Zelda was up to. I'm gonna poke around and see if I can turn up any other information. Partner, time for you to get to work. There's a big scoop here, I can feel it. Crikey! Ain't that a fucking trip? Oh, fucking A. I mean, I feel like the only reason why I can even do like a slightly possible Australian accent is because when I lived there, I used to copy kids. I copied everybody's accent when I used to live there, because when I was in fucking high school, I got made fun of for having an American accent. So I just mimicked everybody, and I put on a fake Australian accent, and I did it so that I wouldn't get teased. Believe it or not, I still got teased because I was still a little dweeb. Oh god. Where could the recipe have gone? I probably could have listened to him a little bit better. You listen to Dingle dial long enough, you'll never stop talking with an Australian accent. I mean, possible. It's kind of fun, like... I have fun mimicking accents and the way that people talk. I don't want to say that I do it to make fun of them. I definitely do it because, like, I think it's cool. What was that? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. But I certainly know that, like, you copy the wrong person's accent, and you're gonna get a little upset. Alright, I need to talk to this guy again. Why didn't you finish all your food from that great recipe? The Hylian pine cones weren't even touched. She had a recipe when she visited the stable. Really amazing how much she knows about animals. In this case, it was a recipe for a special kind of feed for white goats. The main ingredient was fresh Hylian pine cones. It's actually pretty unusual. It requires you to mix the pine cones in whole. You don't grind them down or anything. I don't want my wonderful white goats to eat the recipe. I didn't want them to do, so I put it in a glass bottle. Big storm came through one day and blew the bottle off somewhere. I wasn't able to find it after that. I mean, could I go by the fact that he's, like, looking in this direction? My little car's gone. That's fine. glass bottle, huh? Anyway, having fun with Fallout 4? God damn it. He takes off like the DeLorean. Meanwhile, the American accent just makes me laugh because anyone not from here can do it, and it usually... Actually, there's some people, I swear to God, that can put on the American accent pretty well. Again, you've cost me a butterfly, my friend. Could it be in here? It's like, okay, British people can usually put on a pretty good American accent, but Americans can't put on a very good British accent. Yes, but when you're talking about like non-actors, for sure, yeah. Sometimes though, it doesn't matter like who you are. You just suck at it. Okay, I don't really have any clues on this one. Glass bottle blew off. How could a glass bottle blow away? I'd be more likely to think that the goat stole it. To prevent themselves from having to eat it any longer. I mean, honestly, there were some. I think that in the past there were some actors who I thought were different nationalities based on the way that they talked in the movies that I would see, and then only found out like later that they were not. I think of like who. I definitely thought Hugh Laurie was one of them until I found out that he was actually British. Um, Archery, huh? One of my coworkers, she loves to think that she can put on a British accent. I would say no. Oh God, there's a guy that actually is from like Australia. His name's got a really weird name, and she loves saying his name and loves saying it in an Australian accent, and it is the height of cringe. You also learned that Stephen Fry once appeared on the show Bones, where he also hid his accent. Like his fellow friend who was conveniently on another Fox show. So, excuse me, I'm terribly sorry. Let me shoot you in the eye. You know, I'm kind of curious about something. Now I have a Zonai sword. You already said that Hugh Laurie said Hugh Laurie's name. Oh, okay. I understand what you're going. I wish I could take it back, but that's the breaks, kid. Or I should say, them's the breaks, kid. You can't take it back. You can't take back a joke. Even a bad one! Sadly. I love how my sword just chattering teeth. Well, chattering skulls, rather. Do I care about this bottle? I'm trying to decide whether I care about this little mini quest right now or not. Oh, oh, there's a little pond up on top. Yeah, I care until I check to see if there's anything inside this little pond. If there's nothing in this pond, then I don't care. Right now, at least. Oh, you're a Korok. Do I have one? No. Okay. I learned today that if you have a rock fused to a sword, you can drop the sword in the rock puzzles here, and it works to activate the Korok, which I would have loved in cases where you needed a rock for puzzles in Breath of the Wild. Stephen Fry doing his American accent is okay, I need to look up Stephen Fry because I'm really bad with like names and faces. Oh, that guy. Okay. Yeah, he seems like he'd be like thick British accent. I know exactly who you're talking about. Wait, is this who I think it is? It sure is. Okay. Looks like we're using stones today, huh? Poor little guy is surrounded. Stop being scared and talk to me. Yeah, there we go. It was the easier version of those puzzles, so that's the only reason why that worked. Okay, so there was a little pond up here, right? In this direction. Wait, what are you? Weird, you don't find those out here very often. Oh, would you look at that? I think that's the bottle. Nope, that's not a bottle, that's a duck. God damn it. Well, he joked about the fact that Hugh Laurie would never stop doing the accent at work, so he was confused why his friend wasn't speaking to him in his normal voice. I thought that I found the bottle, but it's just a duck. Not that that's a bad thing. I like ducks. I also like that this water is kind of clear. Kind of cool. Alright, I have decided that I no longer care about the, that horse place's mission. I'll find out about it eventually. I will care about shrines. I wonder if he never talked in a different accent just to, like, stop confusion, or to help make sure that he had, like, the right voice when he was doing his role. I could see that being a thing. Aha! What's going on here? You picking on my friend? Yeah, I have met you before. Cool. Cool. Horse. You know what? I will actually replace that picture. That's a much better picture of a horse. I have learned that there's some additional rare horses available in the game. I'll probably hunt them down eventually. Capture them, make them mine. Treat them my Pokemon and never touch them after I put them in the PC. Because who needs a horse when you can ride rocks? Oh shit, that's a Lionel. Oh, next target. Dedicated actor. Possibly he didn't want to lose a character while filming. Yeah. That would definitely be my guess. If I had to make any. Oh. Well, that's new. Take it in. I didn't want to lose character while filming. Even the bloopers for the show, the same accent. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I believe that my theory was pretty accurate. Hello, friend. Mind showing me your little tongue? Thank you. Perhaps I should try harder to kill them in one hit. Also, I don't really need to use this anymore. I keep on forgetting that I have him. He is the opener. So everything flies away. A wooden shield. Really. That's what I came down here for? I'm actually kind of surprised not to see any enemies here. Oh. there is an enemy here. Never mind. Oh, fuck. 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 Okay, that scared the shit out of me. Am I really going for this? No! Not like this. God damn it. Fly, you fools. It feels like rain is the worst time for this. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. I honestly thought that I was just looking at a chasm opening. Yeah, I didn't realize that it was the darkness. By the way, where is he? It's a little unsettling that he's not there. There he is. I don't care. I don't care. I hit him. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Gloom sword. I mean, of course I want it. What can I get rid of? Shit, dude. I'm actually kind of happy. So far, there's only like one enemy type that I've seen that I don't know if I can kill yet. Yeah, that's good. Golden. Yeah. Let's take out this boss Moblin. It looks like he's a red one. Yeah, stay back. Oh fuck. Not like this. Ass hurts. Hey, did it break? Oh no! It didn't break. I dropped it. Bouncy stick. A gnarled wooden stick? Wicked. Where's my weapon that I dropped when I got electrocuted? Or is it just gone? That's a bummer. You know what, though? I can... Oh, yeah, yeah. I'll do this. Because I had a fused spear. A fused spear's gone. I think I also saw the entrance to the temple that I'm looking for. Nice place to set up camp over here, friend. What is all this? Little toys? What are you doing? Oh no. Let me guess. I have to pick up all the toys. Oh, it's a mini game. Oh, that's a mushroom. Finished. Finished. Should I mark minigames? How would I mark them though? Eh. There was a shrine around here, right? Found it. You better not have killed that horse. Didn't do anything to us yet. Oh no. Oh well. Them's the brakes. Okay. We take out a Hinox on our way. Ass is grass. Okay. Such a nice wide open field. Oh, it's our sign friend again. I'll go help him. After this. Oh yeah, I totally see this temple on the map. Fire and ice. Okay, so puzzle is, you have an ice block. It's too big. It can't fit. Make it smaller. That was too small. Will this work? Hello, I have an ice cube. Nope. It doesn't work. Somehow they think it's too small. Okay. Not gonna work. Beep. Oh. How? How? Yeah, I know that I'm supposed to use this. Hooray! And I put this here. And look, it's now gonna put me out higher. So I feel like I'm supposed to do something else. I didn't pay attention to what item it was. there something else I was supposed to do up here, though? I mean... Oh, I think I know. I think I also want that. I have to lubricate it. Where did the fires going through the rock? How does this game compare to Breath of the Wild? Is it the of the Switch era, or does it feel more unique than that? I would say that it's... The way that I've described it to people is that it is very close to Breath of the Wild, so very, very much like Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time feeling, because uh, they're using like the same engine, obviously. Like they're building off of each other to become this game rather than just Breath of the Wild, DLC. However, I will say that this game does. I feel like whatever Breath of the Wild did, it does attempt to do it better. If not better, just more of, I guess you could say. I think that it does a good job. I wouldn't say that it is entirely unique, because the game is... It is like a sequel, right? And it like, even the power that I'm using right now, the only difference between that and Magnesis is simply the fact that it picks up wood. You know what I mean? So so yeah, it's it is different, but it is very same. But like I said, I feel that it does do everything that the first one did, just better. But it definitely does give you, like, Majora's Mask vibes. Never actually beaten Majora's Mask, in all honesty. I've played it a couple times, or tried to play it a couple times, but always ended up being too, I guess you could say, overwhelmed. Like, I don't know. I don't mind that it's a direct sequel. I like the story that they're doing for it, so that on its own is enough to, like, keep me interested. And this is, I mean, I'm saying this even after playing, because I played Breath of the Wild, like, just last month. And I still want to play this. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I don't feel like it's too samey. I didn't mean to do that. But, bye, dear. It's kind of funny. I totally did not mean to, like, half tame that, that either. Hopefully what I said makes sense. I do really believe that the game holds up pretty well, though. Oh, dude. Do I have many of those, though? I have 6. I think 6 is enough. He's just, like, really up there. I don't have a good way. Is that a star piece, too? My desire to go up on that hill is rising. But yeah, does that make sense? in my stupid way of describing this game. I thought I saw a star piece. Whatever. That's fine. I'll get a shrine and I'll get a horse house. Okay, cool. Like, I want to give it its dues. Like, it's like you know how there's a couple places that gave it like a 9.75 or like a 9.5 as like its rating. Um, I kind of get it. Like the more that I play this, I do kind of understand it. If this game had done this, but it had been like its own thing, it probably would have had a better chance of getting like more tens. However, it couldn't have done like this mechanic if it had not been Breath of the Wild. Again. Like, because I don't think that this whole building mechanic would have worked if this was not also Breath of the Wild. Because they would have legitimately had to have done like a new idea. Oscar, shush. You are not giving me a new idea. Nothing you're saying right now is original. Buddy. But it's like you wonder. People would definitely say it's like, oh, well, I would much rather like a new Zelda, like a Zelda with like a different story, a different setting, and it's like you could say that, but without knowing what they would have made, do you actually believe that you would have liked a different Zelda? Like that to me is a legitimate question. Would they actually have liked a different Zelda? But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a valid point, though. I kind of enjoyed the fact that Zelda is the type of franchise where they kind of can do lots of different things. It's like, it's always sword slash rescue the princess sort of stuff. But at the same time, they have changed like a lot of the base mechanics around each time that the game comes out. And that leads to a lot of unique gameplay elements. And I think particularly where they're able to differentiate like each different game is just in the way that it looks. And sometimes that's enough. Like looking at Zelda compared, not looking at Zelda compared to Zelda, looking at, for instance, Breath of, no, that's not a good one. I would say Wind Waker and like Twilight Princess, for instance. Both Zelda games, both sword slash kill enemies, all that sort of stuff. But one's like a focus on sea and ocean travel and stuff like that, and the other is, oh, you're a little wolf boy. But it's like more realistic and kind of darker in tone. Still perfectly adequate, just the way that it is. But each of them have like definitely a different feel. Okay, what the hell? And I like that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that each of the games has like a different feel. There have been like a couple like sequel type games, right? There's been the Majora's Mask, and then there's been the Link to the Past like semi sequel. Did I get a key? No, I have not had a key. No, a key. I've seen another treasure chest. For that matter. But yeah, I like it. I like it like that. I like it when games can definitely explore different stuff. Different themes and different ways of playing. Something underneath there, but how? Okay, so down lower? But how down low? Oh, oh. I didn't. It didn't occur to me that you should just trigger the trap. I kind of feel the same way about like Mario Kart or Mario, like Super Mario, for instance. It's like, even though like Mario Brothers 2 isn't actually like a Mario Brothers game elsewhere, here in the States it kind of is. Um, but it has a completely different feel to Super Mario Brothers 1. And while Super Mario Brothers 3 is very similar to Mario 1, the power-ups and the way the game plays makes it really different. And then like even the same thing, it's like you go from like Super Mario Brothers 3 to Super Mario World, and like again the game is very similar. However, now you got Yoshi and stuff, and again different power-ups and other things that really change the way that the game works. Well, shit. Please don't tell me that I lost the ball. I lost the ball. But then you get into like I would class Yoshi's Island because you've got two games that came out on the Super Nintendo. But Yoshi's Island is way different in my mind than like Super Mario World. Definitely like a different feel. Also my favorite game of all, like almost all time. But they played with like a new look for it, and then you get to then you start getting into like the 3D era. I don't think that I need to be on this. Like Mario ended up basically looking like pretty much the same over the course of like the 3D era. Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2 were very similar. Again, just different kind of power-ups. The new Super Mario Brothers world, the new Super Mario Brothers games were all kind of samey. At least they felt kind of samey. Again, just different power-ups. Odyssey changed it up a lot. Galaxy, I would say, okay, like 64 changed it, and then everything else was like a basic 64. But then you had Sunshine and Galaxy and Odyssey, which like took it to like different directions. So I don't know. It's like you like the same thing, but I'd like to see it change. For sure, I'd like to see it change. I think that's why. I think that's why I liked Pokemon Arceus so much. Is because it was so incredibly different to other Pokemon games, and that made me think it's really cool. Oh, I missed out on the. I missed out on the Booble guy. because it's now daytime. But yeah, I like it when games can sort of change up their feel a little bit. Star Fox is definitely not one of them. Maybe that's why Star Fox failed. It was always too much the same. Like, quite literally, it was like always the same game. It was always Star Fox 1 remade on a different system. The only Star Fox that ever changed up was the freaking dinosaur planet one. And then like Star Fox 2 changed it, but that game only got a release on like the Virtual Console and the SNES Mini. I don't know. People protest too much. It's like they want something different. They want something the same, and it's like you want like the spirit of the original, but you want it to do something different with it, which is, I mean, that's kind of why I like the new Star Wars movies. It's like the spirit of it, but they did something different with it. This must be fate, Nat. We can fuck them now. Because surely that's what that means. Look, there's beds and everything. Oh, someone's getting a little thirsty.
Hi. Oh. Oh.
Reward me.
Huh? Oh.
Lie on your bed.
Oh.
I'm hoping that if I sleep till night, that guy will come back. A huge horse, huh? Apparently there's like potential to get two huge horses. Also, I like the way that they explain your horse being in the stable. Well, okay, certain horses being available, I guess I should say. So, in this game, hey, cut it out. Stop fucking around.
Huh? Oh.
No. Fighting.
Oh.
Little assholes. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, franchises. Wow, so much fun. People can't make up their mind with what they want. Seriously, it's ridiculous. They can't just look at a thing for the thing that it is and just be happy with it. Like, I totally understand that some things just suck, and that's okay. But, like, don't go into one thing expecting that it's going to be another and, you know, be angry when it's not. Let's trade! I'm not going to be able to do one, though. What's that? Can I take a picture? A white-maned Lionel mace horn? Oh. Yeah, no, I can't do anything with that. Okay, let's go to this temple. At least we can check it out. Check it out. Is that a monster? Yes. I'll leave him alone. I'm here for this. Oh. Would you look at this? It's their donkey. Looking cute as ever. I don't know. I don't ever really want to get like super preachy about stuff. I don't really think that it's like my vibe per se. I certainly have my own opinions though, for sure. I'm definitely more one of like the go with the flow types of people, and because of that, I feel like I have an easier time just accepting something being what it is. Um, and I wish that other people would also just have an easier time accepting things for what they are. But if they don't, they don't. Not much you can do about it. Oh, Link, I'm so pleased that you've come here as well. To be honest, Lady Impa deduced that there is something related to the geoglyphs here. It took some effort to get up for us to get up here, but we managed it. But then Lady Impa grew impatient. The moment I took my eyes off her, she went deep into the temple all by herself. She's like 105, 120. Once I finish mooring the balloon, I plan to hurry after her. Looks like you got it pretty good, I'd say. Impa's in here. Wild. Hmm. No, I don't want to use a Glim Sword yet. I'll use this. Dude, I love having these two guys with me. It's awesome. Awesome. didn't want to do that. You think they heard that? I'm gonna appear in the middle of them. Dude, dudes don't stand a chance against this. Puppies. Are you serious? Serious? I really hope that my new chair comes tomorrow. Don't mind using this as a stool, but there's something said about having back support. One of your men is screaming in pain. Must have been a mosquito. Yeah. Damn bugs. Oh, it's just a rock. Still haven't seen Impa though. I can't imagine that she managed to stealth her way past. Oh, she did. I figure her joints are basically the same as rock against rock. You had a wasp in your room? Dude.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
I believe there is something related to the geoglyph somewhere in this within this temple. I'm searching, but so far it has been in vain. The chambers here are enormous, so it would be a difficult task at best. Where could it be? I'm assuming forward. Probably like a main room. But first, let me take a selfie.
Stop it. Get some help.
That was a bad joke. Wasps are scary. They are just nasty, mean, little bugs that, I mean, if I'm being honest, they have no purpose. There is no reason for wasps to exist. Absolutely none. They don't produce anything. They're not pollinators. They kill the good bugs. And they take over their habitats. They are thieves and scoundrels. Also, they're just scary. They potential to hurt you big. I hope that you manage to get it, like, out. Got fire weapons. Does that mean fire is required? No. Alright. Tell me about the pieces we got here. Very dead. Only good wasp is a dead wasp. Isn't that online in Starship Troopers? The only good bug is a dead bug. Do you want to live forever? Oh, I should have used these to get that treasure chest, shouldn't I? Are they locked in place? No. Dude, the Starship Troopers movie was the movie that you wanted to watch as a kid because it's got boobs in it. When I was in high school. Dumb kids. Still, really good movie though. Freaking classic. I honestly kind of found it funny that the Star Wars Clone Wars animated series, the CG one, it used that like that newsreel style for its opening and stuff, which is very similar to how Starship Troopers did their intro. Surely not coincidental. This is not where I was thinking that I was going to end up. Although, I guess I shouldn't be surprised looking at that now. This looks important. There's water here. Stones placed on purpose. Something, but maybe not yet. Oh, here we go. Okay, I know where that leads, I think. Nothing here. Okay, got it. This is kind of cool. Oh, would you look at that? Ah, this place. Lady Imp, let's head down. We must investigate up close. I'd say that you have the better view from up top.
Oh.
There, up on the walls. Are those not geoglyphs? What could this mean? I believe the first one we saw was the geoglyph on the left edge of the wall. Also, as for the next painting, according to the floor, it is near Rito Village.
Oh.
It seems the location of the other geoglyphs from the wall are marked on the floor map as well. I can hardly believe what my eyes behold. Who could have guessed this old ruin still held such secrets? It is said that the geoglyphs appeared all over Hyrule during the upheaval when Princess Zelda went missing. How are they connected to these images here?
Oh.
There's no time to dawdle. Let us hurry and investigate the remaining geoglyphs. Oh, Lady Impa, perhaps you should rest a bit before such a tiring journey. Like, if you happen to see a geoglyph during your travels, I urge you to investigate this matter as well. If more strange visions are waiting at other geoglyphs, just like the one you already experienced, well, perhaps they will provide clues that could lead us to Princess Zelda. Okay. I would like to mark these on my map. I'd say one of them is here. The one there. I did this one, right? Yeah, I've done these three. And there's another one over here. Done the Master Sword one. Oh, there's one that's shaped like a switch. Somewhere. Over here. And another one over here. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And then one last one, which looks like a Gerudo dagger. It's like down here. Cool. I'm happy with that. So now, I am going to finish off the stream, but I'm going to finish it off by going and visiting one of those. So, which one do I want to visit? You know what? How about this one? the one with the Gerudo. What looks like the Demon King, rather. I'm trying to get myself into a new habit, a new schedule. Basically, I've been coming home and basically just like lying on my bed and almost sleeping for 2 hours. So I'm kind of trying to tell myself to not just like lay in bed for 2 hours after getting off work, and maybe like start doing stuff. Because maybe then I might actually have more time to play games and stream. So I'm trying to, at least. I'm sure I did not do this one, right? No. I don't think I knew what to do with them yet. Oh, I already see it. Yeah. Come on, give me a good little story bit. This weird bird-looking man. Tell me about Zelda.
Allow me to offer you my deepest apologies. On behalf of the Gerudo, for taking so long to accept your repeated invitations. It is our desire to be accepted into the protective embrace of your kingdom. To serve it faithfully.
A welcome appeal, Ganondorf. I will accept your vow of fealty to the Kingdom of Hyrule. I understand that a single male is born to the Gerudo every 100 years. Receiving such an appeal from you, a hero to his people and a king by birth, well, it is truly reassuring.
It is my
He looks
honor.
cool.
When your Zonai ancestors first descended upon these lands long, long ago, they must have seemed to be gods. And now you rule as king, and have taken a Hyrulean woman as your wife. Your Majesty has certainly risen above your admirable lineage. Most impressive.
Contempt.
It is unfortunate that the noble Zonai no longer grace this world with their presence. All except you and your sister, that is.
Sister.
Even if something were to happen to me, both my kingdom and the peace it brings, these will endure for generations to come. Your actions today are appreciated, Ganondorf. I look forward to your future endeavors. You may leave.
Your Majesty.
King Roru, I believe that man's heart holds many dark ambitions. Just his name, even that, it gives me pause.
I am well aware of his evil nature. For that reason, and others, I want him close. It will be easier to keep an eye on him. There is nothing to worry about.
Okay.
So he has a sister, which may be the other person that we saw in the trailers that I haven't figured out who it is yet. It's the goggles. The goggles. Should I come here next? Yeah, why not? I think it's about time. The goggles, they do nothing. I mean, they make me look weird. That's pretty good, isn't it? A lot of sand up and around over here. Oh, time to get naked. He's in finish him pose. Finish him. Do I have any heat resistant foods? Nah, not yet. That's fine. I'll be here soon. Being here is like home. I may not have fully gotten the reference, so I apologize. Right. Let's actually do this shrine. This is a good stopping point. Oh, I'm back. Plus, I'm fucking hungry. You're also gonna do more PS1 game hunting because my PS4 is my enemy. Oh no. Oh, it's a Simpsons quote. Okay. And again, isn't everything a Simpsons quote? Or has the potential to be? Take me with you. We got a control platform. Sled. Can't reach. But yeah, how come your PS4 is your enemy currently? Put you here just in case. Acting up. Dusting your system can do a lot of good. I will definitely say that. Working at GameStop so long, half the time that most people's systems broke is just because they were just dusty. They get dust, they overheat, they don't load as quickly, or they have the habit of like turning off when you don't want them to because they get too hot. But yeah, dusting and cleaning your system, good idea. And thankfully, like, it's pretty easy. All you need is just like a can of compressed air, vacuum cleaner. Just help make sure that the airways are clean. Okie dokie. We are now in the Gerudo Desert, where it is hot. Hot.
Hi!
Hi! Alright, this will be where we start next time. I'm excited to see some more of these Gerudo people. Yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for chatting. Hanging around for a bit. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
It's free real estate.
I'd start with the easy path. Dust it first. See if it needs anything else after that. I'd say that's never typically necessary to go inside a system. Yeah, start with the cheaper option. Always start with the cheaper option first.
Bye, have a great time.